Hey YouTube, Kiraqualia here, bringing you guys my Cardfight Vanguard deck collection for September 2016. I figured it's been a little while since my last deck collection video. I think my last one was actually in October of 2015, so almost a year. So gone through a big change of decks since then, so I thought I'd bring you guys an update to my deck collection. So I'm just basically going to go through each one of the decks, give a little description as to how I got the deck, and what it basically is. So let's go ahead and get started. There's no particular order to these, so we'll just go with it from there. Starting off with my Dragonic Overlord, actually it's my Perdition deck, I would say. I saw Dragonic Overlord, but it's actually Perditions because it runs Dragonute as well. Especially proud of this one because it's fully Legion rared out. Was really in love with this deck, and it's still a very fun deck to play. Built it when BT17 came out. Actually bought a case with a group of friends. We split everything, and I got most of the Kagerou stuff. And once again, just another pride and joy of mine. Great, still viable in a lot of things, but I like to keep this one the pure Perdition deck, just to always remember that I really had fun with that deck. And then we'll move on to the next one. We're sticking with a Kagerou theme for now, but I've got Blade Master in here. Some of the strides are split up between decks, so I've got a good amount here, but the other, like Titans or whatever, are with my Dote deck. But this one has 2 SPs, and it's more of a Blaze build, so mostly focusing on that with this deck. It's got the Rias Perfect Guards along with Sullivan. Full strides and all that. Built this when BT07 came out. I did have Blade Master already, but it wasn't as strong since BT07, and I've really had a lot of fun with it. Up next we have Crimson. This is another fun deck of mine that I really enjoy. It's actually my only Narukami deck at the moment, and it's probably been my favorite. I've tried Brawlers, and I've tried the reverse. I've tried a lot of different methods of decks, but put this one together. Actually got some of the cards off of a friend and then put it together. So it was a very easy build. Still kind of looking for a couple cards for it. I think I just need 1 Stride Enabler and a couple more cards for the Stride Zone, and then it'll be done. Up next we have Matches. Built this when Set 5 came out. I actually had a good amount of the cards already. I mostly just needed the new commons and the strides. Globe Magus really brings the deck together. The other OTT cards are in my other OTT deck, which we'll get to very shortly. I play this one every so often. Don't have toms for it because it's in another deck, but I swap them back and forth. But other than that, I like how the deck plays and probably looking to hold on to it. And I actually grabbed it out of coincidence, but we'll go to it anyway next. My other OTT deck is Tsukuyomi. Put this deck together. I can't remember if I think I had to buy the stuff for this, which I don't normally buy for decks, but this one was the exception because it's a really fun deck and definitely worth. I think I'm the only one in my entire group at locals that has the Tsukuyomi deck. It's got the stride in the back that goes in between. I still have to change the color of the sleeves for this. Hoping to get the peach color for all of them, not all this variety. But I love getting the stat columns with this. I had Tsukuyomi once before, and then I traded it, and then rebuilt it again. So I thought this is going to be the one that I keep and hold on to for that. And we're going on again. I've got Chronofang here. The Stride Zone is a mess because I've got Gear Chronicle decks all over. I really have to get my Stride Zones together. I don't even think this might not even be fully 16, or it might even be more. But Chronofang, traded it from a friend. I think he tried the deck out. It wasn't working for him, and I thought, you know what, I'll hold on to it until the clan booster for Gear Chronicle comes out. You never know. And I'm very excited that I did. Chrono Tiger Rebellion looks really cool, and I'm hoping to fully equip that deck when that pack comes out. And then got to open up some of these deck boxes that I kept sealed. But next we have Gavrail. This is the Nochiel version, but it's mostly mixed in with a rescue type. It's got, like I said, the Haruts, the Rescue Perfect Guards, runs 4 Gavrail. I'm missing Raphael for the deck, but could always pick those up on another day. But The main focus is the 4 Gavrail to go into those plays, just abuse the rescue mechanic. Actually, this was a gift from my girlfriend. I actually sold my original one and she gave this one to me, so it means a lot to me. Hoping to play it a lot more too soon. Just gotta really pick up Angel Feather. I'm not too good with the deck, actually. And moving right along, we have another Angel Feather. Once again, another gift from my girlfriend. She actually gave me a good amount of Angel Feather. This one's Celestials. I prefer the Zerakiel build. I just think it's a lot more push pressure than the Legion. Still, the mate for the Legion's good. Pure Celestial as well. Did a deck profile on this during the beginning of the year. It was a really cool deck profile. Not much more that I think I can do with this deck for now, though. And some of the other decks I saw that I have, like the 4 stands, they still have to be fixed to 1. Otherwise, not legal. Moving right along, we have Gurgwit. I actually had this in a Galliard deck box, but no Liberators here. This runs Palinor as the backup. When everyone was building Gold Paladins, I had this one, so I just kind of updated it with some of the stuff. But I love the Palinor skill, being able to Vanguard during my attack step. I can do it multiple times too with the added support of Pule, and it's just really fun. I've become a 10k Vanguard, but being able to use the Limit Break as well to get high-powered columns is what really makes this deck. And we'll move right along again. We've got Nubatama. This is Shiranui with the Strides. Built this when Technical Booster came out. I actually built all 3 of the decks from Technical Booster, but ended up getting rid of Spike Brothers and Tachikaze, but this was the one deck I kept. It was the one I found the most fun, and the other 2 just weren't doing it as much for me as this did. Just being able to discard your opponent's hand so easily is what makes this one a definite keeper in my eyes. And we have Thing Blaster. This is just a heavy meta deck. I played it once at locals, actually got first. Super hollowed, so I'm going to find if I ever do want to get rid of this deck. Very difficult to do with all the Legion rares, full stride zone, but you never know. I like playing it sometimes, especially when I have some Royal Paladin mirror matches with a couple of friends of mine. And up next, we have Big Belly. Actually only have 1 of the Strides so far. Still working. This is a deck in the making, which is why I have the extra sleeves as well. But as for the main deck, I'd say it's pretty much done. It's got all the bellies needed for it. Perfect guards, grade 1s, got all the crits. It's just the Stride Zone that needs work. But other than that, I'll be fully ready to play this when it comes out. I think I also need a Fonk. I don't know if I have that or not, but I don't think I do. No, I think I traded away on the weekend of release. But other than that, I had this deck for a while, hoping to hold on to it, play it, make full abuse of it when I get the rest of the support I need. And next we have my Revengers. This is actually Raging form. I do want to make it Abyss Raging form soon, but until then I have the more Dreads. Have 1 Abyss Legion set so far. I need to get a couple more to fully make this deck. Drag Revenant's a great stride, and being able to use this twice in 1 turn is what really, I like going for the fun decks, If I can restand twice in a Vanguard step during a battle, that's what makes a deck fun to me, being able to pull off combos like that. And we're actually going to open up a couple right here so I can, just go straight into them. Make it easier like that. So let's go ahead with these 3 that I opened up. Next we have Charlotte Heart. This card deck is getting support very soon, so that should be fun. I'm going to fully abuse the darkness effect when that happens. Take out the stuff that's not darkness, because I think that'll make the deck a lot faster. Hopefully I can get a couple of the Gen Rare as well, because being able to restrict Perfect Guards is going to be a great play with that deck. But other than that, got this deck when set 3 came out, built it. Was actually one of the first ones to get all 4 of the Guild Arrays, which is definitely needed in this deck. So plan to hold on to this for a good while. I know a couple people in my locals have this deck, and having the mirror match with them is really fun. And next, G-Spikes. I actually retraded for this one. This was a friend of mine. I actually traded mine, and I think that friend of mine got rid of the G-Spikes I had. So this is their version that I traded for. Got a good amount for it. I think I actually traded Dudley's for this and then ended up with it. So I know it's getting support in set 9, so I'll definitely want to hold on to it until then. And next we have Reindeer. I think I'm actually missing still one Reindeer, yeah, for this deck of the new Peaceful Voice Reindeer. Until I can get that, the deck will be done. No Stride Zone with this because it's with my other Bermuda cards right now. Still have to learn this deck as well. Built it because it was relatively easy to build, but still looks like a lot of fun. I've seen other people use it, and they really know how to handle it properly. And for our next deck, we have, I think this was a backup Altmile deck that when I bought a collection, it actually came with this deck and a lot of Royal Paladin, and this was the one that I got. Use Thing Blaster more than this one, so this is basically an extra one. If I were to trade this one, I would definitely do that. Probably add in a couple more strides as well, but fully built, fully hollow as much as you can. I think it's missing, no, it's got before Bellinus, so it's all ready to go in that aspect. And we still got little good ways to go. One thing about Vanguard is you can really stack up a lot of decks soon. But Nouvelle, back to Kagerou. I loved Nouvelle when it came out. It was very powerful at the time with the Break Ride. This was also before Stride, so you could make full use of it. Had the normal perfect guards, though, in that. It was a heavy counterblast, but being able to retire your opponent's entire field is what made this broke, and the trigger negation, of course, obviously was a lot more broke than that. But the fact that it was grade 4, 13k body, not difficult at all to use. I made this when EB09 came out, so a couple guys in my shop were working on the Nova Grapplers, the Blouse. I was working on Nouvelle. And next we get to my main deck that I use at locals, which is Dote X with Legend. I got the full Stride Zone all set up. Sorry about that, guys. Camera actually ran out of space. But as I was saying, this deck is mostly the main one I use at locals. I play against some pretty powerful decks with it, like Chaos Breaker, a lot of Angel Feather. So I like to rely on this just because Kagerou is my main clan, so I wanted something all-powerful. And I say I pretty much perfected this build. It's not going to get much better than that. Moving on, we have Harmony. Actually built this at the same time as my girlfriend when the latest Bermuda pack came out. Stride Zone still needs a little work. She has the Olivias. I got the Lorises. I just need some of the G Guardians, which are in my other Bermuda deck. Just like swapping around Stride stuff. Just find it easiest to do that. But other than that, play this a lot. Most of the time I've played this deck was actually in the mirror match. It is pretty fun to do mirror match against Harmony versus Harmony. Next we have my Darkface deck. Actually don't have many of the Darkface either, one of that, but I do have one of the Gen Rare for this deck. Built this when Set 4 came out. It was my main focus at the time before Gear Chronicle, so I wanted to put this deck together at full power now with Darkface, which I can rely on draw power now because it is a little more aggressive. Hoping I can get the Darkface strides to finish this off as well. And another MegaColony deck I have is Machinings. I have it with the Legion and Stag Beetle for now. Need the strides for it still, the Machining one. That one makes it very powerful. And I do want to get some more Perfect Guards for this deck as well. The Quintets are nice, but I feel Perfect Guards just really secure this deck and its power. And then we also have Battle Sisters. Made Battle Sisters, again, for a mirror match consideration. It was easy because a lot of people had the scraps for this deck, and I was able to make it quite easily because nothing's too expensive. I have most of the commons, so I put it together and like having a lot of fun with it. And then next up we have Jewel Knights. This was another deck that I got when I purchased a collection. Actually traded it away, but then got it back from another friend. The one I had it trade to another friend of mine, then he traded back for a deck that I had. So hold on to it till then. I still need to get the Swordmies for the deck for it to be at full power. Then I'll definitely want to be playing it a lot more than when I can get them. Hopefully for a pretty fair price as well. Next up, I have Blade Wings. This is actually my most recent deck that I have. Picked it up for trading an extra Altmile deck that I had. I actually had 3 Altmile decks, so I'm down to 2 now. But picked it up. Blade Wings are really cool. I need to add some more of the triggers. I have them in the back here. The Steric Shirleys and the Dark Knights, ones that you definitely want to run. Even got the sleeves on it for Blade Wings, so I got a pretty nice trade for it. Hopefully it doesn't let down. I know it's a really good deck. And another MegaColony deck I have is Giraffa. I actually thought this was cool. I wanted to put it together. I think it's the only one in my group of friends that has Giraffa at the moment. So if anyone wants it, I'll definitely be able to trade to them. But I still want to test it out myself because this deck does have a lot of potential to be powerful. And next we have Blaster Diablo. I actually traded for this from the same person who gave me the Bladewing deck. He got it off of a friend of his, then traded it to me for Liberators and Rexes. So came with the full strides, missing Aura Geysers, so hopefully I could pick those up. But other than that, it's fully done with the Vortimers, the Hollow Diablos too, fully hollowed mostly too, which is very nice. And we are winding down. Next we have my Riser deck. This is Draw Risers, so the 4 grade 3. Had this, built this when set 17 came out, just like the other Perdition deck. Split a case for it, so thought I'd build it. But it turned into Draw Risers after, because I found that was the much better build. Just abusing the energy chargers and all that. Cat Butler's way too good for a true pressure deck. And my favorite Bermuda deck would have to be Prisms. This was my main focus when the latest Diva set came out. Vert is too strong of a stride. Labrador for backup is very nice. Just need to get Olivia's, like I stated. That would really seal the deal for this deck being all powerful. And I also had it for a while too. The Prism deck was basically, I built it right when Diva Prisms first got announced. I've had it ever since, so it's a really special deck of mine as well. Next up we have Witches. Got this from another friend of mine. They wanted some stuff from my binder, so I held on to it. I knew that Genesis was getting support in set 8, so I thought why not hold on to it. Someone might want it. Haven't really played it too much. Genesis isn't a big like of mine. I do want to try building Regalia when that comes out, so hopefully I like that more than this, but still a cool deck to have. And next we have Gear Chronicle. This is actually probably my second or third most used deck. I like the deck as a whole. It's Chrono Jet along with the Chronofang one I showed earlier. 2 Gear Chronicle decks at the moment. Only have 2 next stage. Hopefully I can get more of those too before the new set, or even pull it in the new set with the secret rare. But I like the play style. I like the different stride abilities. It's definitely a deck I'll be holding on to. And another deck. This one's actually the second to most recent deck I got. Got this from another friend, traded Asha for it. I no longer have any Neo Nectar because I also traded Musketeers to the same person. They wanted both of them. So I wasn't really a big fan of Neo Nectar, so I was a big fan of Tetra, so I was glad to have traded for this. I really like playing this deck. I am a big fan of restanding Vanguards, I've come to notice, which that's what this stride does. So definitely would like decks with restanding effects to use. And 3 decks left. Metatron, last gift that my girlfriend gave me, Angel Feather. I do want to change this deck up to make it more pure Metatron build, not so much relying on the G stuff. Plus it still has the old stand trigger as well, so I'm going to have to fix that. And next we have Spike Brother Legion. Pure Legion, want to change it to Bad End Dragger with Bloody Ogle. With the Stride be really good, in my opinion, that way. The Legion here is just more of a budget build for players. Like if someone were to start the game, I'd give them this deck just for an easy deck to use and know. And the last deck in my collection are Beast Deities. I did a recent deck profile on them for my channel. Changed it up to Reverse and Extreme, which was what I wanted for the deck. Just need a little more of a stride zone. I have the Vic Plasmas and the Meteor Burst around here somewhere, so add them in for full power in this deck. So yeah, that is it for my Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck collection video. I hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to comment down below what your collection of decks for Vanguard is comprised of. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and Kiraqualia out.